Welcome back to OpenLine. We were talking about the Affordable Care Act. The open enrollment season starts November 1st through January 31st. That means it's time to re-enroll, to re-sign up for your insurance. We have with us two people who can help navigate that whole process. Mary Hunt and Jackie Schrago, been on many times. Let's go back to the phones. And Bobby. Hello, Bobby. What's on your mind?
Well, what I was wondering is, I'm a hairdresser, and I work for a corporate market. And I do have insurance through them right now, but it's almost $300 a month. A lot of my income is from tips, and we've been working overtime because we've been short-staffed. Now, so my income this year is higher than normal. But now I have to enroll in that program before November the 2nd with my work, or I need to find something else. And I'm wondering about the what is considered the income levels. Because, I mean, I really don't want to go with, I mean, that's a lot of money out of a paycheck.
Right. Mm-hmm. All right, that's a good question. How can we help her?
So a real rough rule of thumb is that if you spend 10% of your, if you spend buying the plan 10% of your income,
Okay.
that would be probably considered affordable. It might be a little less than that, but if you're spending more than 10% of your income to pay the premium, you need to talk to us on November the 1st.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can she do that? So she's a hairdresser. There's insurance offered through her business is what it sounds like. Mm-hmm. Can she turn that down and say, I want to go and get it through the Affordable Care Act?
Only if it's this category where it's not really affordable. And the issue of affordability is the cost that it costs her as far as the company is concerned versus her individual income. So when companies put together the cost for an employee, they put it together for sort of a wide group of employees, and they could be at all kinds of levels of income in that company. And it is her total income that premium is compared against. So if she is making
$3,000 a month or less, then it would be more than 10% roughly. If her premium's $300 and she's earning less than $3,000 gross a month, then there's a good chance that it could be considered unaffordable.
And then she's eligible for the marketplace and eligible for the assistance that comes with the discounts.
Now let's say you work at a job, a company, whatever. They are offering health insurance right now and you just don't like it. It's got a high deduction, whatever, you don't like it. Are you saying the only way, do you have to take it? If you're working at a company and you just don't like the insurance, you just say, you know what, I'm not going to take yours, I'm going to go over here and go get it through the marketplace.
You're not eligible.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you can purchase it,
yeah.
but you're not eligible for the financial assistance.
Right.
So most of the time, without the financial assistance, the plans on the marketplace would probably be comparable, you know, to the employer coverage, or the employer coverage is probably a little bit less because the employer is still subsidizing part of that for the employee. So
what makes it affordable in the marketplace is the discounts you get. But there's only people are eligible if you're, you know, if you are at a certain income level, and you're not eligible if you have other viable insurance. Mm-hmm. Because the whole idea was the act wasn't going to supplant what employers are already doing.
All right, let's go to Danny. I think Danny's back. Hello, Danny.
Yeah, they never answered my question. It was two-part, and the last part was the most important part because you were supposed to be able to keep it without it being raised.
Oh, no.
So your question was, okay.
Oh, I misunderstood that.
It was...
Yeah, you were supposed to be able to keep your plan without it being raised. That was...
I'm not sure
what happened to that.
Yeah. I think he just said you can keep your plan if you like it. I'm not sure about the...
Okay, we didn't understand your question, Danny. If the individuals and we have no choice about what the cost of the plans are. The insurance companies have a right to charge based on the experience of the people in Tennessee. And so the Tennessee Department of Commerce and Insurance approved rate increases because what they learned is that people who were applying were sicker than they thought they were going to be initially. And so they're allowed to do that. Now, 80% of the cost of the insurance goes toward sick people getting coverage. It's not like the insurance companies are making a lot of money at it. 80% of it must go toward the cost of health care for the people who sign up for the plan.
I think there were representations. You can keep your insurance if you like it. I don't think there was ever a representation the cost would never go up.
No.
Now, there were representations you can keep it if you like it, and obviously in some cases that's not the case. But that other part I don't think was ever said. But okay, thanks, Danny. Let's go to Monique. Hello, Monique.
Hi.
Hi, what's on your mind?
I have two questions. The first one is, what income level qualifies for the assistance? And the second one, what age do you have to obtain insurance?
Okay. Who wants to take that?
Are you asking for a single person?
Yes.
Okay, so in order to qualify for the financial assistance, your income would need to be, and this is gross, so before taxes are taken out, your income would need to be right around $12,000 a year is what you would need to think that you're going to earn in 2016. And then...
Be above 12,000?
Yes, ma'am. It's possible to get financial assistance all the way up to $45,000. That's not the case for everyone. It depends on a number of factors, like how expensive the plan is and your age and so forth. But that's the window of opportunity to qualify for financial assistance.
But people over that amount can also buy in the marketplace. They just don't get the deductions, the tax credits, or the discounts.
Now, does that answer your question, Monique?
Yeah, and what age just say someone that's a teenager, they're getting ready to be, an adult. What's the age that they have to start with that, the insurance?
Well, insurance is required for everybody, children and adults. And so if there's a person who is in the category of being, say, like 18 to 30, there's some special plans that are called catastrophic, which tend to have a high deductible, and you can only do a few doctor visits, but they're designed because people who are that age think, I'm never going to need a doctor. And this is sort of protecting them against the big accident and then maybe getting just a little bit of care once in a while. But they're required to get insurance too. Now, somebody who's under the age of 26 can still be on their parents' plan if their parents have a plan. And there are also some situations where they can qualify with a student health plan if they're going to school and there's some coverage for students. So there are a few more options for you if you're in that age, that young person age.
That catastrophic plan, that would prevent you from going bankrupt.
Exactly.
If you got in a motorcycle accident, a car accident, whatever, the bills would obviously just pile up.
Right.
This would cap them.
That's right.
Okay, let's go to Roy. Hello, Roy.
Yes, sir.
Hi, what's on your mind?
Well, my problem is I got 12 screws and pins in my leg and a big long rod all the way up my leg, and I also have back problems. And I've been seeing doctors, but none of them seems to do nothing for me. And I got X-rays and everything, and my problem is I can't get no help. So what's my best options to get help?
Now, do you have insurance?
No, sir. I cannot work because of the pain. I got diagnosed chronic pain, and I cannot find nobody to help me on, nothing.
Right. So you can't get a doctor to care for you properly.
If I can work one day, and I'll be off 3 or 4. I just can't do it.
All right. So what was your income last year?
Well, the last 3 years I haven't been able to even my income been less than $1,000 because I haven't been able to. I've been living off my family, and that's been really bothering me.
Sure. Well, that's the situation in Tennessee, which we call the gap, because you're not earning enough income to get a discount off the main plan that's on the marketplace. And as a single person, you're not eligible for TennCare. So you fall in the gap, and the only thing we can offer you is really sort of a safety net, which isn't going to help you a lot. It's going to give you a primary care physician, but it is not going to solve the chronic pain problem. But that healthcare assist number is the 615-313
9972.
9972.
There it is. Right up
The
the
health
top.
assist number. And but I mean, you're going to have difficulty getting solutions, sir. There's until Tennessee changes the way we're dealing with folks like you. You're among a few 100,000 people in Tennessee that are in the same situation.
And you said, okay, some neighboring states, that wouldn't be the case. Are you seeing people actually move? I mean, what if he moved? What if he moved to Kentucky?
He would most likely be eligible for Medicaid in Kentucky.
And he would get seen, and his problems would be treated. The same thing would
And
be
he
true
may
in
be able
Arkansas.
to go back to work and be productive.
So that's what it comes down to.
That's right.
Well, that's interesting. All right, let's go to. Oh, I guess we just lost Mark. Okay, let's talk about these individual meetings. So when we're putting up this number, and this number you call and you set up an individual meeting, and I'm interested that there's enough staffing to take care of that. I mean, in this day and age, you think, okay, I'm going to get an automated system, and I'll have to push this button, that button. But talk about how do you do that? First of all, how are there enough people out there to do an individual meeting? How long do they last? And let's just kind of go through that. And who wants to take that?
Well, why don't we do it together?
Yeah, let's do it together.
So the people you talk to are, first of all, very well trained. There's some of them that are called navigators, like Mary. There's some of them who are volunteers, like me. There's some of the others who are certified assisters. All of us have spent a lot of time learning the details of this law. We've spent a lot of time learning online how to do it, and we've usually spent a lot of time doing it with people. And doing it makes you learn it a lot more systematically. We usually plan appointments for around an hour. It can take as little as 20, 30 minutes, but most people spend an hour with us. Sometimes an hour is not enough, depending on the size of the family and some of the complications. The time we spend mostly is talking two things. One is being sure people are estimating their income properly, because often people come to us and they've had 2 or 3 or 4 jobs, and they're different amounts of money. They may work a couple of jobs at the same time. This one stopped, another one started. That takes a little time to sort out. The other thing we spend most of our time on is being sure they understand how the insurance plan works. So we want people to understand, what does it mean to choose a doctor, and what list are you choosing from? What does a deductible mean? What does a copay mean? What's this maximum out-of-pocket thing? And all those insurance terms that often people are not used to doing and understanding. And so we translate that into, okay, so what happens if you don't get sick? What happens if you do get sick? What happens with certain kinds of prescription drugs? What happens if I want to change doctors? What happens if I need a specialist? Those kinds of things.
And what are the options? I mean, you could go get a Cadillac plan that would do what, or you could get a plan where you don't pay very much money at all, and it would I guess just prevent you if you help you if you got in a car accident or something. What are the range of options?
Well, there's 4 metal tiers plus the catastrophic that Jackie mentioned earlier, which is only available for those under 30 and certain other people who meet hardship exemptions. But besides that, for most people, you're looking at bronze, silver, gold, or platinum. It's exactly how it sounds. Bronze has the lowest premiums, but with the skinniest coverage, where the person's paying more out of pocket when they go into the doctor. And the platinum plans are the most expensive monthly, with lower deductibles and copays. For a lot of folks that we work with, they qualify for, so there's 2 types of financial assistance on the marketplace. One are the tax credits, which we talk about a lot, which help with the monthly bill, the premium. But a lot of other folks qualify for an additional type of assistance. It's called cost sharing reduction. But basically what it means is that you qualify based on your income for lower deductibles, often no deductible, lower copays, lower maximum out-of-pockets on your plan. And that's applied to the silver level plans. So a majority of the folks that we work with, a silver plan ends up being the best option for them. It's the most popular choice.
And how many plans are in the silver plan? Is it 3 or 5 or?
Last year it was about 30.
Okay.
It's about the same this year. I'm not sure.
I think it's a few fewer this year. I think
Yeah.
it's more like 20. But there are plenty of choices. And what you do is you compare these plans, including the different levels. We usually help people pick a few so they can sort of narrow that down. They don't need to look at 20 plans.
Right, right.
But when they tell us what their concerns are about doctors or income or prescriptions or whatever, we can help them narrow it down, and then we explain a few of them, and then they choose.
All right, we're going to take a break. If you want to call in, there is the number, 615-737-PLUS, 615-737-7587. Any questions you have about signing up for the Affordable Care Act? We'll take a break. Be back right after this.